Hello and welcome to the launch of Cherokee County School District's personal fitness course. I'm so excited that you're investing the time today to prepare your course for the summer, to get it ready for your students. It's going to be an awesome summer. My name is Daniel Barks. I'm sorry I can't be there with you today, but I wanted to take a little bit of time to create a video to help walk you through some suggestions, some tips and tricks to make this a really great summer for you. I spent 8 years in Cherokee County Schools. I was a teacher at E.T. Booth Middle School before I moved over to Forsyth County Schools to develop their online courses there. I was in charge of creating their social studies courses, things like world history, U.S. history, American government, and economics. And then for the past 4 years, I've been a stay-at-home dad, taking care of my 3 little kids and also doing some adjunct work for Forsyth County Schools. This past year, I had the opportunity to collaborate with Dr. Manzella and Joy Silk in the development and creation of personal fitness and the health course that we're offering to students this summer. I'm excited about the courses. I think they're awesome. I could be a little bit biased. They're designed to be fun, engaging, but also challenging for students. However, regardless of how good the courses are or bad the courses are, I'll let you decide. It really is going to come down to you, the teacher behind the screen, and how you choose to engage with the students and have fun with the course too. Some things that I recommend is to communicate with your students daily. The summer course moves really fast, so you got to stay on top of your students so they don't fall behind and they know what they should be working on and doing each and every day and each and every module. So some ways that you can communicate with your kids. One would be using the speed grader. When we grade assignments, it's a great way to send feedback and communicate with our students. We also could do announcements there in Canvas as well, or use that Canvas inbox to send whole class messages or individual messages to students to let them know what they're doing, working on, what they can improve on, and also what you're doing. Students love to know what their teachers are doing and keep up with you throughout the summer. Another great way to engage with your students throughout the summer is to jump in there and do some of these fitness challenges with them. Things like, how many burpees can you do in 10 minutes? Or how many push-ups can you do in 10 minutes? Some of you may be fitness gurus or weekend warriors. Others of you might be trying to get back into a fitness routine, but tell students where you're at and how you're doing with some of the challenges. They'll connect with you. Many of them are even going to be going through some of the same things that you're going through, and they'll appreciate that honesty and connect to that honesty. The reality is, the more fun you have teaching the course, the more fun and engagement you're going to get from your kids. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights and recommendations that I have for teaching the course. A couple of things that I would look to do to make the course more of your own for each of the coaches that are teaching it is to record a welcome video. So there's already one here for me, but I'm just their guide. They'll see me in the course giving them some information on how to accomplish things, but you guys are the ones doing the actual work and teaching them. So I want them to know you, not necessarily me. So go ahead and make sure you record a video of you introducing yourself. Tips that I would recommend is maybe things you enjoy, things you're passionate about, maybe where you are with your fitness and what you hope to accomplish even as you go through and teach the course. So that'll help you connect with those students. And I would drop that video in right here above my little hello and welcome. You could drop it below this welcome here and it'll load in there for you. So there may be something you can accomplish today as y'all are in that meeting to prepare for the course. So that'd be my first suggestion. From there, I want to show you a couple of things. Sort of each module is set up the same. You're going to have a module intro. In there, you'll get a little welcome message. Sometimes there'll be a video like this one, talking about how I used to love pecan, oh, I still love pecan pie, but used to love Pop-Tarts and soda. Not necessarily the best thing for us to be eating. And then also are some weekly workouts for students. So I recommend that students pick at least one of these options. There'll be different things each week that they can pick from. This particular one has an AMRAP that'll give them the choice of jumping jacks, lunges, and step-ups, and sort of how many of those rounds of those they can do in a 30-minute session. Some students may be able to do a ton of them. Some students may be able to just complete one round in 30 minutes. But the key is that they do sort of the best at which they're capable of doing. Also here reminds them they need 4 workouts. I give them one choice. They can come up with 3 others on their own. Each of those workouts need to be at least 30 minutes long. They also have to track their steps during the course, and they need at least 50,000 steps each week to earn full credit for those steps and for the workout stuff. So make sure you can adjust how you guys want to approach the percentages of how to grade that, as far as how much of it do you get for steps? How much of it do you get for your workouts? Up to y'all on how you want to break those down. And then we preview what the weekly movement is going to be for that week. This particular week is squats and lunges. From there, another one I wanted to show you, for the student side, you'll want to make sure you load in the due dates. I know I saw that in y'all's pre-planning agenda, but make sure you load due dates in. My recommendation is that it opens on a Monday and that it's due on a Friday. I don't tell this to students, but for me, I don't grade it till the next Monday. So as long as it's there by that next Monday, I'm good. Y'all can approach it how you would like, but I don't tell them to have that extra wiggle room. I want them to enjoy the weekend and not worry about focusing on knocking out stuff. So I tell them opens Monday, closes Friday, and they need to knock it out during that time frame. But as long as it's there for me on a Monday, to grade, I'm good to go. All right, from there, the next thing for you guys that you want to make sure you accomplish or load into your course are those weekly movements from each module. So they're each going to be titled weekly movement. I've put flip in each one as well, so you can ID those because you're going to want to load your own flip in there. So for this particular one, it's a chest and triceps workout or movement. So they're going to be doing push-ups or dips to demonstrate their knowledge of that. We had Coach Ducko step in and help demonstrate some of those push-ups and variations that students can do to make it easier or harder for them. And then here is where you're going to open up and load in your own flip. You'll also want to make sure that you change that mobile code or the join code for them so that that content comes to you. You'll also want to make sure you leave it as moderated. Moderated means that it only comes to you and it's not visible to all the other students. We don't want everybody's push-up videos to be visible by every student in your course. So each one of you are going to need your own flip, your own code specific to you. That way you're not getting everybody's workout sent to you. That would be no fun. All right, next from there are those weekly workouts, how they're going to post them. They'll need to post a screenshot of their steps. They can usually pull that from their phone. Sometimes students will even take photos of their smartwatch several times during the week and give you a total that way. My recommendation is if you ever see kilometers, most likely it's been an image pulled from Google. So insider tip there. The kids don't recognize that it says kilometers, and then you can just Google whatever fitness device and that amount of steps in kilometers, and you'll get that image pretty easily. So that's just an insider tip to make sure they're posting their own numbers there. They'll also, at this point, share with you the workouts that they did as well as sort of how many rounds. So for example, that other one was an AMRAP, so how many rounds of a workout they knocked out, they'll share with you in that space as well. All right, and then last thing I want to show you something that's a little bit different. So most of the course is set up, basically the same sort of schedule as far as what they go through and what they knock out each week. The 6 modules and 7th module are a little bit different. Module 6, they have a paper prototype, which if you've never seen that before, is really, really cool. Basically, designers for apps create their app first on paper. Draw it out and go through sort of how it would function. If I press this button or if I do this, what the screen's going to show, how it's going to look. And they're going to create their own fitness app with things that are going to have ways that they would engage the community. They have ways that they share and track workouts and create challenges all within their app that they'll submit. So you should see some really awesome stuff that week, but heads up, that week is different and will require a little more time to grade because you're getting a project turned in from those students. So it's a really, really cool one, something I hope you enjoy seeing, and maybe it's something you can incorporate in your own classes as well. All right, and last thing, I'll go here and back to our modules just to show you that breakdown of sort of how each module looks. Module 0 is a quick one, just to sort of welcome students to the module, then we jump straight into Module 1, and they're all basically set up the same way. Your intro, your weekly reps, your fitness article that then leads to a quiz about that article, those movements where they're going to have the flip that you need to load in there. They'll next have a fitness video that'll lead to a video quiz about that fitness video. Then they'll share their weekly workouts from the week and then a recap just to make sure they knocked out all those things. So that's the breakdown you're going to see in each one except for, like we said, Module 6 down here towards the bottom, and then Module 7, which is your final. You'll have a student survey, which is always awesome to get from kids to sort of see how you can improve or what you're doing well. a good one to stash aside those positive feedback comments for those days when you feel like you need to go back and look at how awesome you are. And then the final exam there. So hopefully y'all enjoy the course. I really had a lot of fun creating it. I hope you enjoy going through and teaching it with your students, and that you're able to jump in there and participate. Like I said, the course's success is not based on all this content here. That really the course success and the success for those students is really 100% based on you all teaching the course. And that's not just lip service. That's the truth from being on the other side of the screen and teaching these kinds of courses. If you dive in there and participate with the kids and have fun with it, it's going to be an awesome experience for both you and your students. So excited to see how it goes for y'all this summer. Hope you have a great pre-planning day today. Sorry I can't be there. And next we're going to take a quick look at health, but I'm going to pause this one and jump back in a second. Thank you so much for investing the time this summer. We had a lot of fun creating the health course. I collaborated with Kaylin Stevens, another awesome content creator that I worked with in a previous county, to build the health course. So some of the content comes from her, some of it comes from me, but I think it meshes and blends really well. The health course is set up very similar to the personal fitness course and breaking down with modules and an intro, and then breaking it up into a reading and a quiz, a watch or a video and a quiz. Kaylin called them pulse checks for those. There's always an assignment or something they're going to do, and then a check-in at the end. There's also some different sort of add-ins that you have to go through in the health course. One of those is the E8 course that they have to complete for students to be able to get their driver's license, and that's that alcohol drug awareness program. If kids have already knocked that out and already have their license, they can submit a photo of that to move past this section of the course. Another one's a little different in here as well is going to be the choosing the best portion of the health course that students need to complete as well. This one, to be completely honest, is not quite as interactive as some of the other modules in the course, and that's just because we have to follow such a strict guideline with choosing the best, especially taking it and moving it into that online format. So we're just following the instructions on that one and keeping it straight from what's there and choosing the best. The modules, like I said, are set up very similarly. There's a welcome. There's a healthy habits that we added to each one, which are just sort of fun things that we found were sort of quick hitting things that kids can do to make a difference and an impact in their own personal health. For example, in this one, we talked about juice, and basically that whole fruit is the better option and not juice. I often equate it to the idea of eating an orange is a great way to get vitamin C and get that fruit in your diet, but eating or drinking a glass of orange juice, if you've ever juiced an orange, there's really not that much juice that comes out. It takes a lot of oranges to make a glass of orange juice. So it'd be like sitting down and eating like 8 oranges. It just, the amount of sugar intake you're getting compared to if you were just to eat a single orange. So that is our first sort of healthy habit we drop in there for kids. And there's several of those throughout the course. Some of them involve reducing social media or cell phone time, which maybe isn't just for kids, but also for us adults too, which I know is crazy to talk about as we're looking at taking an online course. And then from there, this particular one goes into some goals for this particular module. I used to have the desire to look like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I thought I was going to get huge. Spoiler alert, I did not, but I am going bald. So that's about as close as I've gotten. All right, so from there, we'll take a look at some of the other setups in the course. There's a think and reflect in each of them, where we have students create or do something. In this particular one, they're looking at setting a goal. And we actually look at the idea of goal setting and if that's the right way to approach it. We look at 2 different views of goal setting. One from a former NFL football player looks at goal setting and says, hey, it's not the best way to approach it. So there's some cool things for students to sort of dive into there. And at the end of each module, students are going to have a check-in. Excuse me. And for us, this is one of the coolest parts of the course because it's where you get to know your students the most, but also where you can get some really powerful feedback from your students. Just asking them simple questions about how their week was, because in an online course, maybe nobody's talked to them about how they're doing. And then also this particular one is looking at an attitude of gratitude in Module 4, and then sort of looking at how they rate their level of gratitude and things that we can do to help their experience be better in the course. So Really trying to focus on the students with those check-ins. Hopefully take time, go through there, read those. I shouldn't say hopefully. Definitely go through, take time and read those, because you can really get some powerful things from your students in those check-ins. That's really a great way to be able to connect with them in the summer. Just like I talked about in personal fitness, the course is good, but you guys are the ones that are going to make the course awesome for students. So participate, communicate with them often. That can be through the speed grader. That can be through announcements in the course. That can be through the message center or inbox in the course. But communicate with your students often. It moves super fast in the summer. 6 weeks goes by in a blink. So make sure that you're communicating with them, making that connection with them, and helping keep them on task. All right. Thank you all so much for taking the time to teach this summer. Like I said, it was really a lot of fun for Kayla and I to build these courses. I don't think Driver's Ed is releasing this summer. If Joy or Mike are in the building, they'll tell you yes or no to that. I don't think it is. I could be wrong, but if it is, awesome. If it's not, it will be soon, and that's going to be another awesome course for students in the county. So thank you all again. Hope you enjoy the courses and enjoy your pre-planning.